kick off with Exxaro and what you make of those results, given the fact that going forward, the stronger rand is likely to impact the company negatively.
Bronwyn, yeah, busy day. We expected the Exxaro results. They came bang in line with expectations. Interestingly enough, the heavy sands project is still weighing on the earnings. I mean, this is the millstone around this company's neck, and it's such a really nice coal business to have, and for them to have
this mineral sands business.
It's high.
But when are we going to get some clarity on what they're going to do with mineral sands? Because every time I have the opportunity to interview Sipho and Nkosi, we talk about the Achilles heel of the company
Literally,
being mineral sands.
Absolutely, and the capex that's required to run this business is eye-watering. The margins are thin, and it's just it'll be, as far as I'm concerned, ideal for them to unbundle mineral sands, sell the asset, and just be a pure coal play, because we don't have a pure coal asset on the JSE that's profitable.
At 89 Rand, does this stock offer value, given their more cautious tone going forward?
I think the risk is probably in the currency, principally. I think we've seen the worst on the commodity prices, so it's probably fair value at these levels.
Grindrod out with the results, and they're certainly in line with the expectations. They said they were going to be down between 50 and 60%.
Correct, yes.
And down 56% on the HEPS line. It's a cyclical story, this, and if you look through the cycles, I was discussing with my market commentators last night, perhaps this is one for longer term. Buy it now and put away for the next 5 years. Definitely,
it is a long-term story. They have been hit hard. Shipping rates have come off. There is overcapacity in the system. What, as you rightly point out, the long-term story is in their freight business and in the harbours business. Because keep in mind, they've got a big stake in the Maputo harbour project, and that will give them some nice dividends going forward in the future.
In terms of the longer-term story, have you got a target price on Grindrod?
No, not formally as BJM, no, we don't.
Do you hold the stock?
Not personally, no.
And as BJM?
Well, we don't own principal positions, so for clients we might.
Transpaco out with earnings today, and earnings up 83%, declared a divvy up 70%. This is a good one in the packaging business?
Well, it's contrary to all the other packaging stocks. Every single other packaging stock's under pressure, with high oil prices obviously being a large feed component of plastics pricing. And as a result, Transpaco being a large recycler of plastics and plastic waste, obviously benefiting from that cycle, firstly. And secondly, it looks like on the turnover number they didn't shoot the lights out, but to the management credit, they had costs well under control, and as a result, bottom line benefiting handsomely, as we can see.
And impressive that the divvy's up 70% in this
environment. It's absolutely impressive.
Again, do you have exposure to Transpaco as BJM?
Our clients do, yes.
DRD out with results today, declaring a 5-cent dividend down on the prior period, and this is a difficult one to read. They have had production problems at ERPM and also Blyvoor. What is your take? I'm not sure that you are bullish on gold stocks at all.
No, to be honest, with gold shares, you invariably end up having massive production issues, and you've got, especially on the deeper mines. Our preferred pick in the sector is Harmony, and secondary to that, Anglo Gold. DRD is a bit of a difficult one to read, so I'm not really sticking my neck out on this one for the time being.
You say your preferred stocks are Harmony and
Anglo Gold.
And Anglo Gold.
Yes.
Do you have extensive exposure on that front?
Not too sure about how extensive exposure is, but we do for clients, yes.
And if gold stocks in relation to New Gold ETF?
Well, first prize obviously is exposure to the ETF, because there you get the pure gold exposure. So, investors are sort of in gold shares are birds of a feather. They tend to trade the underlying gold price. So the results tend to have very little bearing on where the actual value of the company lies. So typically gold shares tracking the physical dollar gold price, which is not entirely accurate, especially with most of the production capability being in South Africa, but that's just the correlation is very high. Last time we looked at about 70%.
Etienne, your broader view on the market at the moment. Are share values really justifying the earnings that we're seeing coming through?
Bronwyn, I think the risk is to the downside. It just feels like the market's getting tired. We are seeing PMs coming to the market principally with sell orders rather than buying orders. So I think market discounting a lot of good news at current levels, and we really need to see some very strong good news coming through over and above what we've already seen to actually act as a catalyst going forward. Having said that, big resistance levels at sort of the 24,050 level on the all share index. Previously we discussed this, it was a resistance, now it's a support. So if we're about 100.
Are you one of those traders subscribing to the pullback theory though?
Absolutely.
And a significant pullback at these levels?
The market needs to take a breather. We've run really, really hard. How significant the pullback would be depends on whether or not we go through 24,000 point level. If that's the case, we could probably see 22,000.
So would you be booking profits on a number of stocks at the moment?
At the moment, we're a bit sitting on the fence, to be honest. Principally because there's, you get quite a bit of mixed signals coming through intraday, insofar as, we saw the fully fed numbers, the jobless claims. They're slightly contradictory. As a result, causing investors to, either go long or go short intraday. At the moment, we as BJM are advising our clients to rather intraday the market, because we are seeing some extreme volatility, especially on geared instruments like CFDs and single stock futures, where you can get the 2-3% moves, and then those sort of trades are actually quite profitable.
What signals are you looking for in order to secure some sign of stability?
I think only time will tell, because we have, a lot of people have ad nauseum hacked on the sort of the green shoots story. And we are seeing signs of that coming through. But now we need sort of second phase to have a convincing upward run, either that or we need a pullback.